This is NIO. Here are your price targets for Tuesday. We ended the day at $5.33, down 7.79%. The day's low, $5.25. The day's high, $5.61. This is where we are. To the north side takes us to resistance and a potential take profit area at 553. A gap formed today at 561. It closes out at roughly 578. Two standard deviations and another level of resistance and potential take profit area, 587. 604-ish, and at another level of resistance and potential take profit area as well, $6.20. Now, to the north side of that takes us to the beginning of another gap at 705. This one is at 784, and this one closes out at $10.30. The 1 year price target is 978, which represents an 83% return from where we are. But we are nowhere near the 1 year price target. There are thousands of trades in between to get to this level. This is something to shoot for, but don't hold your breath. We are in a downward channel right now, and it has not reversed yet. I don't think it shall until at least I see we hit this level and then start to bounce off of that. And right now, we are headed towards this support line. And that line is roughly 519, -3 standard deviations and another level of support, 503. This gap forms at 498. And at -4 standard deviations, 486. This gap closes to the downside at 470. We are not in that channel yet, not in the zone. Something to be aware of. I don't think it will close out on Tuesday, but if we continue to go south, it shall eventually. And I want to point out a couple other things. Note the bounce here at support, sell off at close to resistance, and sell off here at close to resistance as well. And I mentioned earlier that NIO reported earnings 21 times so far, and 10 of those times it was in the green. That's a 47%, and 11 of the times they reported red. So they did not meet their earnings or their revenue. So I do not have high expectations for this stock, and we could wick down here for a bounce, and that is a potential, but I don't think our reversal is here long-term just yet. I think once we close this out, then we can start to make some higher highs. But right now, I wish that we could just rip off the Band-Aid, shake us out, make this thing close out, and then we will reverse. But we're not quite there yet. This week it could happen though. No, excuse me, next week. It could happen next week, maybe March 13th this week, the 11th possibly, if we continue to go south on the 5-minute time frame. And that is what I'm tracking right now. And that is it for NIO. I talked about Intel in my gap and go trades on Sunday. This is a new one. I replaced Uber. It was Uber, and that gap filled. So now I'll be tracking Intel, but we did run today up 4%. And this is what we look like. There was a gap that I mentioned at 45.39. So out of the gate, we hit resistance, went sideways, and then slammed back down to support. And we could go a little lower here for a reversal to the upside. And that could take us out to eventually $50.18. That is a long ways out. We're not in the channel, not in the zone. Just only anticipate price to stay within -2 and 2 standard deviations. Keep your expectations low. Anything outside of that is an outlier and a buy or sell signal for me. And we've got a gap though that will take us down to 42.01. And the last one I want to go over is Palantir I'm also in this one. I'm actually in NIO. My mom is in Intel, and I am in Palantir. So, oh, this is VWAP, by the way, this blue line at 20. Why does that look wonky? Oh, it's because of the after hours, I think. Yeah, the post, but really, okay, so for the post, they're saying it's now at 23.86, but when we ended the day, we were right here. Here are your price targets for Tuesday on the 5-minute time frame. To the north side takes us to resistance and a potential take profit area, 24.37. A gap formed today to the upside at 24.59, closes out at 24.92. The next target at resistance is 25. This is an old price target at $25. We are very close, but obviously you always want to keep changing that. We already met this, so I went, where did I find this one? Let me swing it over to the 15-minute time frame. So I got it off of Tip Ranks on August 5th, so I have not gone in and updated that. So you'll definitely want to do that for yourself. But on TradingView, the next target is $30. Yay! Palantir to me is the same as when I bought Apple and Microsoft. Palantir is in that grouping to me where, if you're getting in from the ground up, the potential is there to skyrocket. But that's a long ways off. But that's how I see Palantir. I actually told my dentist about it. So next time I see him, I'm going to see if he traded it. And when I told him about it, I do believe I told him about that stock when it was in the $12 range. So he should have listened to me. I'm a nobody. I'm not an analyst, but I can just look at the charts and kind of see what's happening. And obviously do a lot of research. All right, to the north side. Resistance. Oh, wait, I already said that. I'm sorry. This is the price target. I got sidetracked. The next line after that is 25.32. I sold some here previously because I just wanted to keep a certain amount of shares, and I thought I'll just trade the rest, and I'm fine with that. 25.63 is another level of resistance. Now, to the south side, 23.73, 23.41, 23.09. This gap takes us down to 22.78, and I did buy some at 23. If we gap all the way down to this area, I will buy more. I don't know how much lower this thing will go. Oh, wait. Plenty of other opportunities to the south side. Look at this. So maybe I won't be buying in, maybe just lightly for a trade here. But if you flip this over onto the daily, you'll see these gaps. And I've tracked them previously, but obviously I haven't gone back to look at it. But that will take us down to $13.95. I will definitely scoop up more if we get down to that level. And they did just get a new contract. I think it was for $9 million with the government. So that's nice. But right now, this is the first gap that we will be getting into the range, but that's not going to happen on Tuesday. Okay, so maybe the following week if we continue to go downward. And the one thing I do want to show you for NIO that I forgot to mention, then I'll be done. Oh, wait, it's not on here. No, it didn't make it on here. Never mind. I will go over this again for you when I recap my gap and go trades over the weekend. And hopefully you had a great trading day. Thank you so much for watching.